everyone, Luke here. Hope you're doing well. And in this short video, I'm going to just be talking about bright clothing and why we recommend it on a program, okay? Why we recommend it in general, basically, okay? You may or may not know about this. You might have seen it on Dr. Wilson's website. He does write about this. And I'm just going to talk about some of the reasons why we like you to wear bright clothing, okay? So just bright colors. And as you can see, I'm wearing my bright color t-shirt. It is white, okay? Deep Healing Space. Shout out to Lewis for getting me for this awesome t-shirt that he bought for me and shipped it all the way to my house, and he wouldn't even take payment for it. Okay, so bright clothing. So number one reason, it's reflective, okay? And again, this won't be a very long or complicated video. It's a pretty basic sort of subject. It's reflective, okay? So you know this from a scientific perspective, okay? So the reason why black is because it absorbs light is a frequency, okay? And the colors are a frequency. So the reason why something is blue or something is yellow is because if something's yellow, for example, it means that it's absorbing the other color wavelengths of visible light that our eyes can see, and it's reflecting the yellow spectrum that our eyes can see, okay? And so, light is a wave, okay? And there's different frequencies, okay? And so, for instance, I believe that, if you go towards more ultraviolet, like purple, it's a shorter wavelength, right? Like this. Then something like red is going to be a longer wavelength. That's why near infrared is a more long wavelength, okay? And this applies to all the colors across the rainbow. And so something like black, it absorbs all the colors. And so black is actually absence of reflection, okay? Something like white reflects all the colors combined, okay? And then all the colors combined to make white, okay? So lighter colors are more reflective, okay? Just from a pure scientific standpoint. Like I talked about, black or the darker colors tend to absorb more of the light spectrum, okay? And then brighter colors tend to reflect more, okay? And so why do we want reflective clothing, right? The reason why we want reflective clothing for the most part is that most people's energies are not clean today, okay? So lack of clean energy is a big issue today. Lack of clean energy. And I don't mean solar energy or wind energy, anything like that. I mean people's auras, people's energy. Most people in our society are quite sick at this time, okay? You've probably experienced this, if you worked customer service, for example, especially the older people in our society. They're such burnout. Many of them are on prescription drugs. Most people in our society don't feel very good, and their energy exhibits it. And so if you're around people in public, so this is especially important in public, really. You go out and you're around this negative energy all the time from people that are sickly, right? And they have anger, and they have resentment, and they have depression, and all that stuff basically manifests in their energy, okay? That you're then in contact with on a daily basis, okay? I understand this is a little bit esoteric, but it's important that you understand it, and it is the truth, okay? And so this bad energy is more reflected. It's similar to the energy of, the light spectrum, right? Or any other energy. Energy is energy, okay? Or, the wave applies to multiple things, right? So, there's radio waves, ultraviolet, okay? There's X-rays, okay? We can go all across the spectrum. And so energy from people is just another type of wavelength, okay? And if we were wearing reflective clothing, it's reflective of not only the colors, like when you wear white or a lighter piece of clothing, for example, it's true of all energy. So it's reflective of all energy, okay? So that's a very important thing to realize. And again, this is especially true in public, okay? So it's not as important. So it's most important in public. Again, just because you're around so many people, and all the people today, basically all of them have a negative energy, okay? Now, if we were all enlightened individuals and we were all healthy and happy, this wouldn't be as needed, right, when you were in public to wear the reflective clothing. But it's actually true even when you're not in public. It's true at home, too, okay? It's not as important when you're at home. I'm at home right now making a video, right? It's not as important, in my opinion, but it is important because there are dark forces, Okay. People talk about, for instance, like demonic possession, entity attachment, things like that. These things will come and try to attach themselves to you, right? Even in our own homes, okay? And reflective clothing is helpful with that, right? So bright clothing will actually help you reflect bad energy in general, bad juju in your home, okay? And it'll help gather more sort of light frequencies, okay? So frequencies that are more associated with truth and love and things like that. And you'll notice this, okay? So there's a reason you can do a test, okay? So go look at pictures on the internet and go look at people in black and then go look at people in white, okay? And you'll notice just something about them changes, and you can observe this yourself. Also, when you go out into public, okay? Who are the types of people that are going to be wearing all black clothing usually? Okay? Learn to observe this, okay? Usually they're not the happiest people. Usually they're more depressed. Usually they're not as happy with their lives. And the black clothing that they're wearing is a manifestation of that, okay? And so wearing bright clothing actually, it kind of helps you feel better about yourself too. If you look at yourself in the mirror, you can do this test. Go look at yourself in the mirror. Dress yourself all in black. Go look at yourself in the mirror. And then dress yourself all in white or bright blue or something like that. Go look at yourself in the mirror. You can see the difference, okay? And it's important that you learn to observe that, okay? And people might say that it's all in your mind or it's pseudoscience, but it's not. It's the truth. And sometimes it's important to learn to observe things and take them for their face value and not question so much how things make you feel, okay? And again, go test this for yourself. Go take pictures or look at yourself in the mirror in dark versus bright clothing. Go look at pictures of people on the internet. Go observe people in public. And you'll begin to see that, okay? People that are happier and healthier and have a brighter demeanor usually choose to wear bright clothing, okay? But by choosing consciously to wear bright clothing, we can then, so instead of just wearing that as a manifestation of being healthy, it'll actually help reinforce being healthy, okay? And so this is not super important, okay? Wearing bright colors isn't, I wouldn't say it's the most important part of healing yourself and development. It's not as, it's not as important as obviously doing the pulling down exercise or something like that. But it is helpful, okay? And it doesn't have to be super bright clothing, okay? I would, for the most part, try to avoid wearing black. Try to avoid wearing dark browns and grays a lot. You don't have to wear white like this shirt all the time, okay? White, I know it's a pain in the butt. I have white shirts. I get them stained all the time. I'm a messy eater, okay? And I can tell you that, keeping white clothing can be pretty difficult, okay? But you can wear bright blues, like the tapestry that you've seen here is a good example. You can wear, yellows and oranges. Even like red for the most part is okay. It could just be like a plain red. It doesn't have to be a super bright red or anything like that. And gray is for the most part okay. It's pretty close to white. And you can wear like different styles of clothing and like match and things like that. It's not like you need just to wear all white all the time, or anything like that. So that's important to realize. Okay. That's about it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And it's pretty simple, straightforward. And go out, buy some bright clothing, get rid of your black clothes, and who knows, maybe you'll notice a difference. All right, bye.